And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another watch along on the Stonadge channel. And we're back once again watching Tottenham for the second time in 4 days. Lucky you lot. Tottenham against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. I'm just going to load everything up now, but it's great to be here. Great to be back once again. We're on the grind. We're going to be back for Man City tomorrow. I've managed to work out how to have scrolling text on the bottom. How amazing is this to see? But anyway, yeah, it's all very positive here, and hopefully everyone is doing okay. Let me just get the comment section up, see who is in. David's here. Hope you're doing well. How are we? Callum's here, Yusuf, Granny Dwarf, and Minecraft Gamers are all here. Great to see you all. I hope we're all doing okay and ready to rumble for Crystal Palace against Spurs. I want to see your score predictions in the chat as well, if I possibly can. But before we go through anything, we have to go through the lineup. So in goal for Crystal Palace is Vicente Gaeta, Nathaniel Klein, Joachim Anderson, Mark Gay and Joel Ward is the back four, with Cheikh Doucouré and Jeffrey Slope in midfield. Michael Elise, Eberechi Chieze and Wilfred Zaha are behind Jordan Ayew up top. For Spurs, in goal, Hugo Lloris, of course, even though his long-term future is in doubt. Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, and Clement Longley is the back three. Longley obviously moving to the left side of defence, apart from being in the centre against Man City. Matt Doherty and Ivan Perisic are the wing-backs, with Højbjerg and Skip in midfield. So a lot of inexperience there with Skip, and I know Antonio Conte made some pre-match comments about him being selected, and there's a lot of pressure on Conte now to start getting some results and getting back into the top four race. Brian Heel makes his second consecutive start for Spurs, with Son in behind Harry Kane. Callum said 2-1 Palace. I've said 1-1 below. I think Palace will take the lead and Spurs will equalise late on, but let me know all of your predictions in the comments below. David has said 2-2. Well, from a Liverpool perspective, I hope so. I genuinely hope so. What's up, Mike? How are we? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very, very well on this lovely Wednesday. Just watched A Place in the Sun. Had a bit of fun watching that with my mum and dad. What else? I've been doing... Oh, I haven't even told you. I've got some videos recorded. So, obviously, with Chelsea moving for Enzo Fernandez, I've recorded a little analysis on why I think that might not be the greatest move for Chelsea to make. As well as a video on Pep Lijnders after the stuff from Sam Wallace and the Telegraph today. So, that video will be going out tomorrow, the Pep Lijnders one. So, make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'll also be live tomorrow as well for Manchester City against Chelsea. Spencer's in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Says 2-1 Palace. I think that's a brave prediction, but one that a lot of people will be thinking of, because Palace at Selhurst Park, we know that they can be very, very dangerous indeed. 10 minutes till kickoff now. FA Cup games are like international breaks for Yusuf. Oh, no, I think we will take it seriously this year, mate. Oh, Ring-a-Dinger is in. Hello, mate. How are we? If we lose to Wolves, I wouldn't be that bothered. To be honest, I wouldn't be bothered, but I hope we go and play a strong side. I hope we play the likes of Gakpo and... maybe, I don't know, well, Bajcetic will probably play. Kelleher will obviously play. Calvin Ramsey, it'd be nice to see him feature. Just thinking of any others, really. But yeah, it'd be nice to see them in. But it is FA Cup weekend. I am a fan. I'm a fan of the FA Cup. I've been watching out for Wrexham as well, see how they do, as well as going to see Cardiff City on Sunday, which I will be vlogging, guys. So it'll be a first of many vlogs on the channel, I think. You're still fuming over Monday, Mike. Come on, we've got to cheer up now. We've got to get back on the train and back on the positivity slide, my man. It's not fun, but we're going to be back on the slide. We've got 9 minutes till kickoff here at Selhurst Park. So, obviously, Spurs' channel record. One game, one loss. So they're the first team to be shown twice. Hey, listen, it's going to be an intriguing one. Ramsey apparently picked up another injury. That's not good news. That's not good news whatsoever. He had quite a bit of it. Corey, how are we, my friend? Welcome to tonight's stream. You're McCheese Swedge, not cheese pie. Well, there we go. Ring-a-dinger. Oh, yeah, you've changed it. Oh, Jesus Christ, my man. That was your brand. Never ditch your brand. But as I said, yeah, some more pre-recorded videos will be coming out. I am testing the waters, so we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy those, and it's more of a analysis kind of sort of thing of certain players and certain situations. Most of it will be Liverpool, if I'm being honest with you, because that's the one subject I know most about. Where do I stand on FSG? I think their model has worked, but now it doesn't. That's how I feel. And they're doing the right thing by selling the club. It has gone a bit quiet, though, hasn't it? We seem to be buying too many injury-prone players. Well, maybe it's not the players, but the system and training system. I don't know, really. Nobody knows what's going on. And I hope Pep Lijnders releases another book after he's retired of what actually has happened here at Liverpool. Because it's a strange situation. You're just expanding. Okay. Expanding your brand. I respect that. Thoughts on tonight's game, guys? For those of you who haven't said anything yet. Spurs and Palace. Let's have a look. What are we thinking, guys? Palace, of course, won against Fulham. Lost against Fulham, sorry. But then beat Bournemouth on New Year's Eve. What are you guys thinking of this game this evening? I think Palace have the capabilities to win it. I don't think they will. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Granny Dwarf says, always looking forward to the stream. Keep on it. Thank you very much. Mike says, if we lose to Brighton, forget top 4. And that's a very, very distinct possibility. It is a distinct possibility. Van Dijk out for a month as well. Yeah, let's talk about Van Dijk being out. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it, Van Dijk? Realistically, Liverpool are a little bit shafted. Oh, no. Why is there another light show? I hate light shows. Why are we turning into American football, lads? Why are we turning into American football? It shouldn't be done. But yeah, light shows, get out of football. Anyway, Van Dijk. Liverpool missing Van Dijk. Started to look, was excellent against Aston Villa, of course, got his goal. I thought he was good against Leicester as well, if I'm being honest. Apart from the goal, everyone was dreadful for that. So yeah, it's a big miss. It's a big responsibility for Matip and Konate now, who really need to step it up, especially Konate from the other day. It was an absolutely woeful bit of defending, especially for their third goal. I sort of, now looking back at it, kind of blame him for the own goal as well, but not massively. It's a massive, massive, massive responsibility for them to come up now and take the mantle. We missed Salah and Mane last January. We're going to miss Van Dijk this January. Well, listen, guys. We're gonna have to deal with it and move on. And I genuinely think it would be very Liverpool to go and beat Brighton on Saturday, but yeah, not Saturday, the game afterwards. Sorry, because it's Wolves on Saturday. I will be doing a watch along of that on this channel. Every single Liverpool game that I'm not at, I will do my absolute utmost to watch on here. So yeah, Van Dijk's injury is going to be absolutely crucial in either a positive or a negative way. If we take it as a positive and say, right, look, this is a real opportunity for Ibrahima Konate to take the ball by the horns and become the senior centre-back, which he will be in the future. We're not being too far off in that statement. I think, then yeah, we can use it as a positive. But with Van Dijk being out, it is going to be a big miss. It just genuinely is. If City drop points tomorrow and United beat them next weekend, we go above City and we played the same. Yeah, United. Yeah, United. You're United, aren't you? Yeah. They're in a great vein of form, to be honest. But again, they're very similar. If they pick up some injuries, I think they're in trouble. The way Rashford's been playing, though, by the way, a massive credit to Marcus Rashford, because the last couple of seasons, he's been right off it. But now he's well and truly back. And I think there's very little you can do to stop Marcus Rashford when he's in a vein of form. He is very streaky. We all know this. But yeah, there's very little you can do to stop him. Izzy's in the chat. Hello, Izzy. How are we? Do you think we need to go out and get a centre-back? No, Mike, I wouldn't. It's not the priority. Midfield is definitely the priority. Obviously, the links with Mateus Nunes as well is coming into the summer, which is, again, I think it's a very strange strategy to be all long-term, when realistically the short issues are in the short term. I don't worry about our long-term. We've got so many great young players and great young talent, and I think we will continue to bring in great young talent as well. Gakpo is a prime example of that. But yeah, anyway, the teams are on their way out here. Crystal Palace against Spurs, one of the very many London derbies this year, as there always is in the Premier League. Hugo Lloris, of course, leading Spurs out. Antonio Conte will really, I think, need to win this game. I think they all need to win this game. Can we play 3-4-3? No, with only, maybe 3 centre-backs. Trent playing the 3. or the 4? In the 3? I don't know. I think we'd have to, unless you maybe play Fabinho at centre-back again, but... Anyway, let's go through the teams again just before kickoff. Vicente Guaita in goal for Crystal Palace. Klein at right back. Anderson, Gahey and Joel Ward at left back. Cheick Doucouré and Jeffrey Schlupp in the pivot, with Michael Elise, Eberechi Eze, Wilfred Zaha and Jordan Ayew forming a formidable front 4. In for Tottenham, we've got Lloris in goal, Romero, Dyer and Longley as the defenders, Perisic, Højbjerg, Skip and Doherty as the 4 ahead of them, with Hill and Son behind Harry Kane. Forest have taken the lead. We will be providing live score updates on here as well. David in the chat is always very, very quick on the score. Bear in mind, I may be slightly behind on the game, so make sure you don't spoil this game in the chat. But Forest have finally scored an away goal, and they lead Southampton at St Mary's. They are in deep trouble, and maybe they're already thinking of letting Nathan Jones go. Taiwo Awoniyi with the goal. Leeds and West Ham are still 0-0. That's a massive game in the relegation battle. Leeds will probably be slight favourites for that game. West Ham are in pretty ropey form. Our housemate just got in the front door singing loudly means nothing different. Seeing Spurs lose in a funny way always helps with the sadness after your team loses. Well, yeah, to be fair, I was perked up a lot by Everton losing yesterday, Granny Dwarf. I really, really was. But anyway, Tottenham, it's a massive game for them. And if they lose, Liverpool can go above them by beating Brighton in the next fixture. But, of course, it's FA Cup weekend after this. It's a big game. I'll keep repeating it. It's a massive game for Tottenham Hotspur. More than Crystal Palace, to be honest. More than Crystal Palace. I mean, Palace sit in 11th place. They haven't really had much sort of oomph this season. I've seen a couple of fans moan about Patrick Vieira, but listen, they're completely safe. 22 points, 7 points off the relegation zone, and they're only 6 points off Fulham in 8th. Fulham and Liverpool in 6th. So there's always a possibility Crystal Palace can put a late run together. I don't think they have got the quality to get into the Conference League places, but they're in and around it, and I think Patrick Vieira's done a wonderful job in that one. West Midlands derby as well, Villa v Wolves. Absolutely. That's a big game for Wolves. A massive game for Wolves, but they're starting to come into a little bit of form. Let's have a look now. Can't wait to see Everton show off their new stadium while playing Blackpool and Birmingham. Absolutely. Well, yeah, hopefully for them, it all goes okay with that stadium. But it's a very, very, very difficult time to be an Everton fan. Do you let Frank Lampard go if you're Everton? Put yourselves, I know it's not a nice place to be, but put yourself in the shoes of an Everton fan. Do you think that they should let go of Frank Lampard now, or should they persist with him? If I were them, I'd persist with him for maybe two more games, and that's it. Because realistically, it's getting to the point now. They've got the FA Cup, which is a welcome break, but then they've got Southampton at home after that. So that is going to be a huge game for their season. Southampton at home. Southampton are losing to Nottingham Forest, so surely Everton can beat them. Nicholas is in the chat. How are we, Nicholas? Good to see you, my friend. Crystal Palace are just having a round of applause. I think it's for John Jackson. So, yeah. Thoughts on how this game go, guys? If you haven't already, put your score prediction in the chat, and I will put, if anyone gets a correct score prediction, I will put them in the ticker for the next watch along, which is tomorrow, which is Chelsea against Manchester City. Callum would get Dijk in. United play Everton FA Cup Friday. Yeah, I'm going to do a watch along for that. Granny Dwarf said he would sack him if he don't improve until the end of the season for a new manager's bounce. Maybe. 2-1 to Palace, says Nicholas. That's a good prediction. I've chosen 1-1. I've seen a 2-2 or 3-3. I will scroll back through the thing tonight. So, yeah, that's the plan anyway. Tottenham will be getting us underway here at Selhurst Park. I was about to say the Emirates Stadium. That was yesterday. There we go. We are off here at I was about to say it again, at Selhurst Park. And we are ready to rumble. Crystal Palace just getting it under control with Cheick Doucouré. He's been a pretty decent signing for Crystal Palace, to be honest with you. Good signing indeed. But yes, launched forward there by Hugo Lloris towards Harry Kane. It's well won by Joachim Anderson. Now Elise. And Crystal Palace will recycle it. And it's all the way back now to Guaita Obviously, an interesting bit of transfer news for involving Crystal Palace as well. Jack Butland, their backup goalkeeper, is rumoured to be joining Manchester United. It's a very... I love backup goalkeepers who manage to get moves to big clubs. I adore it. But obviously, Butland was a very talented keeper in his day, but it's not really worked out for him. He did get a few caps for England. In around 2016, 17, that sort of time when Stoke City were having a good time under Mark Hughes, but it's really fallen off for him, and he's going to potentially head to Manchester United to be their backup goalkeeper. They were linked with Jan Sommer, but I believe Butland is the man that they're going to be bringing in, and it helps with a homegrown spot as well. It's launched forward by Palace now. Chance for Ayew to try and get in behind the Longley. It is Longley, who is actually behind me in the graphic. Interview Napoli in Serie A. I was very tempted. I was tempted slightly to do the whole day of Serie A games. I loved it. I love the idea of it. I didn't actually catch any of it today, but I'm gonna potentially do a little bit of a watch of that. But it's given away by Palace. But it is a free kick. Zaha was fouled on this left hand side, and it is a free kick for Palace. Will they choose to get it in the box? Michael Oliver's the referee. So naturally, guys, Harry Kane will get all the fouls possible. Yeah, what do you guys think? Would you like to see something that's happened to the Serie A today? So if you didn't know, they had games literally all day. Would you like that to happen in the Premier League? I certainly would. It would be a really, really fun watch, but it wouldn't be great for travelling fans, especially if it's a long trip. It's going to be put into the box by Michael Elise. Joachim Andersen's trying to run off the back post here. It's launched towards Gay. It's headed away well by Spurs. And Son is trying to get on the ball, but Elise has now launched it back across towards Andersen, who's still at the back post. Taken under control well. Elise. Still. He's played it back now to Andersen. Elise surely been fouled there. Harry Kane, weekly pen. He'll miss, though, yeah? Oh, I wonder how that one went for him. Bless him. Bless his little soul in missing in the Euros. I did laugh. Here's Jeffrey Schlupp. Chipped forward to Zaha. Played back now to Joel Ward. An absolute stalwart for Crystal Palace. A stalwart, shall we say. Oh, Decore's been beaten well by Skip. And Son now driving forward Spurs. Still going here with Doherty. It's into Son. Chance. Oh, and Hill just couldn't quite find the man. And Spurs with really good interchanging moves there. Brian Hill with the effort. He really needs to get a trim. He looks like the fifth Beatle. A trim has to occur for Brian Hill soon, surely. It's not great. It's not a great one. So yeah, as down below, we'll be back tomorrow for Manchester City against Chelsea in the Premier League. A massive game for Chelsea. They're in a little bit of a rut at the moment. So for them, they have to get the win. And for Man City to go back ahead of Newcastle United. Going to be crossed in now by Perisic with the corner. Perisic. It's a good corner and it's gone all the way through. It's going to come all the way to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg now, who's had a good season for Spurs. Well intercepted by Palace and played away, looking for Wilfried Zaha to run onto the end of it. What's the future of Wilfried Zaha looking like? I'm still here, by the way, just watching the game as well. That's fine, man. The best part of it is when, and for me, I do it sometimes with some watch-alongs because I prefer listening to someone who's passionate about it and is interactive as well. So I just sync up the times and I don't put the mainstream commentary on because sometimes it's just not as good, man. It's just not as good. It's not as good as having a little chinwag with someone, isn't it? Played in now to Eze and he's lost it. Chipped forward by Doucouré and Palace have lost it now. They're looking for Gil. He's going to press. Vicente Gaeta launches it forward. Can't find Elise, but he can find Cheikh Doucouré. Doucouré's going to drive now. Doucouré finds Elise. He's got a man over. The man's Klein. Elise's played it inside, and it's a little bit of a miss kick from Jordan Ayew, who scored in Palace's 2-0 win over Bournemouth. And it's an unfortunate one, but they look promising on the counter-attack, as they always do at Selhurst Park. You never know what Palace will be up to at their home ground. They are always capable of the impossible, I feel. They always do well against the big sides at Selhurst Park. It's one of the best atmospheres, I think, in the Premier League, and certainly in the UK, definitely one of the best ones. Here's Brian Hill, looking for Son. Flicked on, and is cleared away well by Joel Ward. Ward and Klein, two absolute Men of experience and honour and vintage. Son's got his mask back on today. He took it off in anger against Aston Villa. Launched forward by Klein towards Zaha and Ayew. Pushed wide, and it's kept in well by Clement, Longley and Perisic. Ayew has his concrete boots on today, absolutely. Played wide to Perisic and now Skip. Now Perisic again, looking for Son. He couldn't find him. I absolutely roved about Perisic the other day, and he had an absolute stinker for Spurs. So I'm not going to say anything, but what I will say is I'll try and at least put a little bit of bias on Harry Kane. Here's a Skip. Played forward to Son into Perisic now. On the left-hand side, Son again, Perisic. Inside for Oliver Skip, who looks to switch, and he does. It's a good switch as well. It was Longley with the switch, sorry, not Skip. And Doherty with the cross. Kane is in there. It's come to Perisic. He's going to look inside for the man. He has found him. This time, it's not a bad ball, actually. It was a good idea from Ollie Skip, but straight into the hands of Gaeta. If there was a man running across the near post, that would have been a really good chance. Gaeta's gone long, looking for Zaha. Can't find him, and Spurs regain possession. There we go. Son has done, Brian Hill, has done an absolutely brilliant nutmeg. It's Hill with the effort, and it's deflected straight into the hands of Gaeta. But that's promising for Tottenham and for Hill, a player who hasn't really acclimatised well to the Premier League since his arrival. He had last season out on loan, the second half of the season, but he's done a couple of really nice things so far. I enjoy watching a nice technical player, but he does need to get stronger, certainly, in his centre of gravity. Doucouré forward now to Zaha, and he's surely been fouled there, no. It's play on by Michael Oliver, and now Longley. Oh, you couldn't finish a packet of Tang Fastics. I love a packet of Tang Fastics, guys. That is one of the top sweet options, I would argue. It's right up there. It's on now for Christian Romero, another player who I waxed lyrical about, and he had an absolute drosser of a game against Aston Villa. By the way, don't forget, and I never forget, I have a cup of tea. I always have a cup of tea for my watch-alongs. And as per usual, it's bloody brilliant. Eric Dyer at the back in for Tottenham. Launched forward by Anderson, and it's just too far. Eric Dyer back in for Spurs. Obviously, he had an absolute stinker on Boxing Day. He booted the ball out for a random corner that he definitely shouldn't have done, and Brentford scored from it. He, of course, assisted Mo Salah when Liverpool played Spurs. It's pinged across now to Perisic. Into Longley. And now through to Dyer. Eric Dyer for Tottenham. Launch forward. And Joel Ward lets it bounce. Never let it bounce! What is the first rule of defending? Never let it bounce. And he let it go over his head. What is he doing, man? Anyway, it went back to the keeper and it was absolutely fine, but it just winds me up. This is a really interesting stat. So Palace have actually got more points per game in games they've conceded first in than games they've scored first in. That is very interesting. Tackled well. And Spurs can recycle now with Dyer. And is he gonna look for a ping? He instead goes short to Højbjerg, who finds Son. Son's getting a little bit of room here. Obviously, he hasn't had his greatest season, but he's always going to be a danger. Here's Perisic, cut inside on his right foot. Perisic, and there's a lot of room here for Hill, but it's great defending there by, I believe it was Eberechi Eze. Really good defending. It's a foul on Ayew, surely. No, Spurs play on through Michael Oliver. I don't quite know how that wasn't a foul on Ayew, to be honest. Longley. Chipped now into Harry Kane, who missed control, but he's retained the ball. And it's a bad touch. Oh, and it very nearly finds its way to Heung-min Son. Very, very nearly. Yeah. Chance to move on. Yeah, they've got more points per game than games they've conceded first in. So, it's a chance here for Eze. Playing the ball towards Zaha. Can he get there? No, he can't. It's well played by Romero in the end. He tried to play it in off Zaha for a goal kick, but in the end he put it out for a corner to Crystal Palace. It's a goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. Waiting on confirmation of who scored it. But yeah, waiting on that one. Let me know who scored, David. But a corner for Palace here. Elise will take it. It's not a bad ball. It's headed firmly away. Chance now for Palace to recycle. It's all the way back now with Guaita. He will launch to Anderson. Daniel Podence with the goal. Big goal for Wolves. They're starting to get a bit of form under Julian Lopetegui. We all knew they had the talent in their team, didn't we? But yeah, it's really good to see. And he's a top coach. I really, really like having him in the Premier League. Pinged across by Longley now. Perisic to... Oh, that's a great ball across to Doherty. Matt Doherty. Surely offside, Brian Hill, but the referee hasn't flagged. He's still on it. He's been absolutely outstrengthened by Jeffrey Schlupp. He's played on now. Schlupp. He's been around for a long time, Jeffrey Schlupp, hasn't he? Obviously won the league with Leicester City. Been with Palace for several years now. Very, very versatile footballer. Leeds United has scored against West Ham United as well. So we're seeing a lot of goals fly in, but not in this game. It could be, though. Here's Son into Harry Kane. Tried to find Brian Hill. Kane. Is there room here for Spurs? It's going to come for Doherty. Still Doherty. Chipped across. Oh, and Hill couldn't quite get there. Chipped in. Chance here for Tottenham, surely. Perisic towards Kane, headed away well by Gay. Højbjerg deflected and put out for a Palace corner. Moyes has got to be in trouble, as you said. Yeah, it's Wilfried Gnonto with the goal. Good chance for Spurs. A bit of sustained pressure. Brian Hill just wasn't tall enough. If that was Harry Kane, that's a goal on the end of that cross. They recycled the ball well. Perisic put the ball to the back post. Rebounded to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who had a shot, and it was well blocked in the end. I believe it was a combination of Joel Ward and Mark Gay who did it. Son plays a short corner now to Doherty. Son taking on Zaha. Here's Son. He's been well dispossessed by Zaha, and Son has put it out of play for a goal kick. Wilfried Gnonto, really, really good. Really good, interesting fact about him. He actually played for Italy before he played a senior appearance. So that's a very interesting fact about him. And yeah. So Antonio Conte, 45 Premier League games as Spurs head coach. It's a season and a bit, and he's picked up 86 points. Is that a good enough ratio? I am not so sure. You're thinking about, that's talking about 5th or 6th sort of form. And that is exactly where Tottenham Hotspur are. Of course, they had an initial bounce, and they managed to squeeze into the top 4 last season. I think Daniel Levy, who we've just had the pan to in the crowd, will be a little bit worried about Conte and some of his comments in previous press conferences. Because he's a man known for being a serial winner and being an instant winner. He hasn't really done so, but he has brought in a lot of players under his image. So, what will Tottenham deal with? Senior level, Gnonto played for Italy before he actually played a club football match, which is absolutely astonishing. Roberto Mancini did love to do that, though, to be fair. I love Bobby Mancini as well, to be fair. I know they didn't qualify for the World Cup, but someone who is a very likeable coach. Good turn by Skip here. Really good turn. It's got to be a foul. It's Harry Kane who was on the ball in the end. So Leeds United, Nottingham Forest and Wolves all winning. The relegation zone is absolutely hotting up down there. It means that West Ham will fall into 19th if they do lose and Everton will be in 18th. It's headed away by Anderson. Josh is in the chat. How are we, Josh? Hope we're doing well. Going to be crossed in for Spurs. It's cleared away well by Joachim Anderson. So yeah, it's intriguing. Everton, West Ham and Southampton, 3 absolute stalwarts of the Premier League. Especially Everton have never been relegated from the top flight. Southampton have been in it since 2013 and West Ham since 2011. It will be so interesting if all 3 of those teams get relegated. They've been here forever. You know what I mean? It feels like all three of those things. I think West Ham will be okay, but especially if they got relegated with Paqueta and Scamacca signed, and they're in the. Imagine they get relegated and win the Conference League, because I think that's actually very, very possible. I think Lampard goes first because Moyes has credit in the bank, but it is deeply running thin. Also, rest in peace to David Gold as well today. Died at the age of 85. He has obviously contributed a lot to both Birmingham City and to West Ham United, owning them. Less said about his business is the better, but yeah, he's someone who a lot of West Ham fans respected and didn't respect. But he lived a long, good life, and condolences to his family. Billy's in the chat. Hello, how are we? Yusuf here. I'll put that question to you, Bill. Who goes first, Moyes or Lampard? Going to be cleared away by Zaha. He's going to try and see it out, actually. It's a foul by Brian, is it? It is. So it is still 0-0 here, 16 minutes in. We are going to, as we said, we're going to see West Ham and Southampton at the bottom of the table. Southampton going to start building up a bit of a gap between them and the front of the top of the relegation zone. Billy says Lampard's gone after the next one. Whatever the result, even if they go to United and win. Going to Cardiff, maybe. Well, Neil Warnock is. Let's talk about that for quickly. While there's a break in play, Neil Warnock could be potentially making another move to Cardiff City. You can never literally put this man down. With his relationships with the ownership there, it wouldn't surprise me the slightest if he asked Sharon to give him one more go. I did interview Neil Warnock back in May, and I just think he's probably the only man who's going to be able to keep Cardiff up in the Championship. So it'll be a very positive move for the club for the next 6 months. But he is very, very friendly with the current ownership, which Cardiff fans will not be too happy with. Everton are like the Merseyside Sunderland. That is probably a very apt description, to be honest with you. Sunderland are bigger, though. Sunderland are bigger. Here's Anderson. Launch forward, looking for Wilfried Zaha. Eze putting pressure on the man, and he has won it back for Crystal Palace. It's a throw-in. Rooney wouldn't be a bad shout. Well, yeah, but that's potential. But I think they should be all out for Sean Dyche. He's the only man, I think, who can really save that football club. Yes, I don't know where they've got this idea that they play like attacking football. All the best Everton managers in the recent history have been defensive. We're talking David Moyes. We're talking Carlo Ancelotti, who played counter-attacking defensive football with Everton because he's not really a tactico. He's someone who plays to the best of his squad's ability, and that's what he did. Marco Silva probably was slightly more attacking than the other two, but yeah, the best has been defensive. Big Sam as well got them into 8th place. That looks like a miracle, and they were moaning about him. They'd give anything for 8th place right now. Here's Kane, who's very, very, very deep. Get forward into your actual position, Harry, and he has done that, to be fair. It'd be so ironic if he scores now after I say that I'll get back into your position. Here's Brian into Doherty. Going to be crossed in, is it? Son. Fizzed into Kane and looking for Hill. Can't find him. He's going to be launched away. And Zaha's in a race with Eric Dyer, and he does well in the end. Ever down, yeah. Bring Duncan Ferguson back. Maybe. Honestly, they need someone like that. They need someone to connect the club with the fans again. And realistically, it's never been disconnected further than what it is now. Good news for Wolverhampton Wanderers fans, though. Yulan Lopetegui getting a bit of a run together. Højbjerg gives the ball away to Cheikh Doucouré now. And now Michael Elise looking for a runner in Nathaniel Klein that isn't there. Mike said he'd love to see Big Sam back in the Prem. Well, I thought we'd all seen the end of Big Sam, but maybe there is an opportunity there. I'm not sure Everton fans would be too happy about that, though. Surely the era of Big Sam and Harry Redknapp and all of these like journeyman managers is done, right? Surely. Or are we seeing Lampard become a new one of those? And Neil Warnock as well is another one. Keep them up, Just keep them up. Ian Holloway. I think he's very happily retired with his lovely wife. Good chest down by Doherty. Now Brian Hill for Tottenham. He's seeing a lot of the ball, Brian Hill, but he's just not strong enough to get past Jeffrey Schlupp, who's a seasoned professional. Like, he's never going to give him any space. He was already at Everton before, and they didn't like him very much, Yusuf, if I'm being honest. And even though they got him to finish 8th, which is, as it is. So, an interesting stat here on Anderson and Gahey as the centre-back pairing. They have played 44 games, an average points total of 1.4 per 90 for Crystal Palace, 0.7 without them in the 10 games they haven't played together. A really enjoyable centre-back partnership, I think. Two players who really complement each other. Mark Gahey made the completely right move going to Palace. To be fair, Chelsea, I mean, in the recent future, they may be able to get him back with their buyback clause. Same with Tammy Abraham, but I don't know whether they will or not. Technically, Big Sam is, isn't he? With his win percentage, a really great play by Eze there. He just flicked it over a player, and he's managed to maintain possession. Doucouré's driving forward with Klein. Klein now into Elise. Michael Elise. Going to look to get the cross in. It's not a bad effort, and it's gone over for a throw-in. Oh, mate, I absolutely am buzzing that Michael Smith won the World Darts Championship. I was so happy yesterday. It genuinely put a bright spark in my mood. However, I did 2 graphics for my Instagram, and sadly, the one sad part was that the one I had MVG winning. With that one is a huge dub. But I had to post the Mark Smith one. Too bad I can't watch any more time zones. What's that? What you gonna go to bed, Granny Dwarf? That'd be a shame. Be a shame to lose you, my friend. No. Going to be thrown out now by Spurs, and it's a poor touch by Longley. They've managed to maintain it. Oh, it's a free kick surely here for Palace. No? Not a foul on Eze. I thought it would be a foul on Eze just outside the area, but it looks like it must be a good challenge. Still 0-0 here after 22 minutes, but it's been a much better 0-0 than the one yesterday. I'd love to see a goal, though. Granny Dwarf will have a good time. It's a shot by Palace. It's come to Elise with the effort. It's well over the bar. Well, have a very good night, Granny Dwarf. Hope it's a good one. It was. The darts was fantastic last night. Shame the football wasn't between Arsenal and Newcastle. It was more about the drama with the ref. A lot of people thought that should have been a penalty for Arsenal. I wasn't so convinced. Oh, Granny Dwarf, man. Well, have a great day, and I hope I see you in tomorrow's stream. It will be at the same time, but I'll speak to you very soon, my friend. Thank you so much for coming and joining the stream. Here's Gaeta now for Palace. Into Joachim Andersen. Now played to Gahey, and Palace will recycle it well. All the way back to Gahey again. And now Gaeta. Will he launch into Nathaniel Klein? He will. He's picked him out. He hasn't. He's picked out a member of the crowd in the end. Going to be thrown in by Spurs. Son. Into Højbjerg. Yeah, I don't think that was a pen at all yesterday. Doherty now with the cross in, looking for Harry Kane. It's a poor header in the end by the England captain, all the way wide. What do you guys think about the Arsenal shout for a penalty yesterday? I thought it would have been very, very harsh to give it, but Arteta seemingly wasn't particularly happy. I thought it would have been a very, very harsh shout for a pen. But that's just the way it is. 24 minutes in here now, and it's 0-0 between Palace and Spurs. Probably say Palace have had the better of it, but they haven't challenged Hugo Lloris. Talking of him, he's had to come out and cleared it away. Chance for Elise to throw it in. Elise into Nathaniel Klein. Elise. It's not a great pass back to him. I do like Michael Elise. He's got great technical abilities, but I think he made, again, the right choice going to Palace. It's a good ball. Chance for Palace here. Is Eze. Oh, just overhit the pass. Really, really big opportunity for Eze there to find his man. It was a great touch. It was a ball from Joachim Andersen who found him. He just needed to be a little bit softer on that to find Jordan Ayew. It's the best opportunity so far. Yeah, Newcastle are a horrible team to play against, but they've got to do what they've got to do, man. I've got nothing against it. It's the referee that should stop it, or or they should have an independent timekeeper to just go boop. And whenever they do time wasting, whenever they do it. Doucouré. Looking for Ayew. Can't find him, but he can find Elise. It's a poor touch again by the Frenchman. And it's going to rebound for Son, and it's surely a foul by I think it's Jeffrey Schlupp. A very seasoned foul there by the Ghanaian. West Ham have equalised at Leeds. A big goal for the Irons. Oh, VAR, no goal. So there's no goal. West Ham have not scored at Leeds. Still Palace 0, Tottenham 0. Here's Perisic now for Spurs. Long lay into the centre-back, Romero, and he's lost it. Chance here for Palace. They've got 4 on 3. Well, it's gone to 4 on 7 now, but Zaha's got past his man brilliantly. Zaha into Ayew. Jordan Ayew's effort. Oh, it's a good save by Lloris. It's the closest anyone's come so far. Jordan Ayew very, very nearly slotting into the near post, but it's a good save by the World Cup runner-up, Hugo Lloris. It's all about Wilfried Zaha's incredible close touch dribbling, beating 2 men for finding Ayew. He could potentially have gone to Elise, but he had this effort like a striker always should do, and it was well saved by the goalkeeper. He did have a little rebound out of there, but he managed to regather it well. So closest anyone's come so far, Jordan Ayew. Is that a foul? Mike says Ayew should do a lot better. I don't know. He's hit the target there. It's half-time at St Mary's. Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Turn up for the books for Steve Cooper's men, who haven't scored away from home in 5 matches, but they've done so tonight. The goal from Taiwo Awoniyi at St Mary's piles the pressure on Nathan Jones. This arguably should be the easiest fixture he's got left of the entire campaign, and they're losing it by a 1-0 at the hands of Taiwo Awoniyi. It's a big game for him. They've lost all of the league games under him, and the gap to the outside of the relegation zone is growing ever wider. Inside by Elise now to Jeffrey Schlupp, who's got space within his own half to maraud. Eze back to him. Eze again. Having a little tiki-taka. Do you remember that yesterday where Gabriel, Zinchenko were just having tiki-taka in their own part of the pitch for about 3 hours, it felt like. But it was about 2 minutes. It was so strange. Anyway, Doucouré. Elise, good pass into Eze, and Elise's got room for Klein. Is Klein going to cross first time? It's not a bad cross. Headed away by Eric Dyer. He's come all the way through. Zaha plays it off his man, and it's a Crystal Palace corner. Opportunity for Palace here. Palace will look to cross it in. Matt Doherty with the tackle. And it is a corner to Crystal Palace. They're, of course, always a threat from set pieces. Well, they always feel like they're a threat from set pieces in this little Selhurst Park ground. Feel like the ball gets almost sucked into the net by their incredible fan base. Crossed in by Michael Elise. It's a deep cross. It's headed away by Spurs, and Doucouré is going to hit it. Is that going to be a foul? It's not. Hooked back in by Joel Ward. Effort. Headed away again and again. It's coming to Doucouré this time. Oh, it's rebounded away. Joel Ward back out to Schlupp. Now Elise. Ayew. Zaha now back to the man. It's into Schlupp again. Into Eze. Crossed in. It's a chance at the back post, and it's headed out, I think, for another Palace corner. Palace all over Tottenham here in this little subsection. Still 1-0 at Ellen Road. Still 1-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers at Villa Park. But it is 0-0. As always, Chris Stonadge does pick the 0-0. Last 5 minutes, 77% possession for Crystal Palace. Going to be crossed in by Elise. This time an in-swinger. Elise with it. Crossed in. Punched away well by Hugo Lloris. Going to be picked up on the edge of the box by Eberechi Eze. And now played back. Klein spreads the play, and he could find Elise here. He can't. Eventually intercepted well by Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. He's probably been the standout player for Spurs so far. Well, so far this season, actually. He's been a really, really top and shrewd signing from Antonio Conte and Well, he didn't sign it. Conte didn't sign him. It was it was Mourinho who signed him, wasn't it? Back in COVID season. But yeah, Paqueta has equalised for West Ham United. It has been coming. It's a penalty kick. Was it a penalty, Mike? Let me know. Like how was it like a given penalty? Was it VAR? What happened there? Michael Elise will cross. Chance for Palace at the back post. It's headed away. Joel Ward, can he get the cross in? He can. He's going to come to Ayew. Going to be cleared away well, though. Joachim Andersen does line up to have a look like a shot. He is going to have a shot. Joachim Andersen! Oh, it's so close. With his left peg, it was very central. It was bending away from Lloris, but it just goes past Lloris's left-handed post. Very, very close from him. It's a whip. Oh, it's close, you know. He's got a lot of power on that, the Norwegian. Is he even Norwegian? He might be Danish. He's Danish, I think. Same difference. No offense to any Scandinavians watching. It's very difficult to that's horrible. I'm a waffler. I'm not having that. I'm not saying that. Not sure. I just got the notification on my phone. Oh yeah, Paqueta did score a penalty. It was a penalty. But if anyone's watching the game over at Ellen Road, West Ham have equalised against Jesse Marsh's Leeds. Oh, that's definitely a foul by Skip on Jordan Ayew. It's been revisited, I believe, and it is going to be a free kick to Palace. Or is it? It's Anderson and Elise. Yeah, it is. It's a free kick to Crystal Palace now. I believe. Is it? What's going on here? Yeah, it is a free kick. It was just a weird angle. It's about 35 yards out. It's quite away. It was probably too far to shoot. But it's not a great angle for a cross. So maybe they should try and re-angle this. Elise is going to do a quick free kick chipped into Eze. Eze's opportunity is deflected away. Headed back in by Schlupp. Cleared away by Spurs. Played into Elise now. He's going to go onto it. And it's run and defended well again by Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who seems to be everywhere on the planet that isn't covered by water at the moment. Harry Kane under control, who has not had much in this game. Elise's nutmegged Højbjerg. It's Elise. Oh, he's done a ball roll. Elise. Oh, it's nearly an absolutely wonderful goal from the Frenchman, but it's deflected wide for another Crystal Palace corner. It's all the Eagles at Selhurst Park at the moment. It's a good block in the end by Eric Dyer. It could have gone absolutely anywhere, but it's not gone into the corner. Vieira's bouncing up and down. He's really enjoying this performance from his Palace side. But, of course, one of their biggest faults this season is not being able to score enough goals. Here's Eze. Into Elise. They've done the short corner. Elise trying to get past Brian Heel, and he has. Still Eze. He's going to hit it. It's well blocked. Back out to Michael Elise. In wide to Wilfried Zaha. He's beaten Ollie Skip for pace. Zaha, he's beaten him on the outside. He's beaten him on the inside. Oh, he's just about... It took 4 Tottenham players to get Wilfried Zaha out of that box there. Pinged across. Mateus Nunes has looked good. Has he? That's interesting. Played all the way back to Gaeta now. Palace looking to maintain their pressure. Launch forward. Headed away well by Spurs, and they will attack, will they? No? Is that going to be a foul? It is. It's Joel Ward playing in sort of a centre-forward position in that situation after the corner. But it's a free kick to Tottenham now, and maybe they can alleviate some of their pressure. Good cup of tea. Great cup of tea. Patrick Vieira barking orders to his players. Of course, knows all about what it's like to play Tottenham Hotspur in high-intensity games from his playing days with Arsenal. It's well intercepted by Mark Gay here. It's a chance for them to run forward. Gay can't quite get there. Schlupp drops into the centre-half position and is cleared on the volley away by Vicente Gaeta. Eze's very nearly brought down, one of the best touches I've ever seen, but he hasn't. Jordan Ayew pressing, and he's going to be played away now by Hugo Lloris. So it's still 0-0 here. Of course, Chris picks the only 0-0 of the day, as that is customary. Absolutely customary. I could have gone and picked another game, but no, I chose this one. And why? And why? Mamma mia. Played wide now to Clement Longley. Going to look for the long pass. It's another sort of terrible first half Tottenham performance. It's very similar to their game. They probably played slightly better against Aston Villa, to be honest, with Harry Kane coming close in that one. But It's looking good from Palace. I'm not going to lie. They've looked really, really good. But you never know. They did concede that one chance when Spurs had a little 2-minute period of sustained pressure. But apart from that, it's all been Palace. As many of us expected, to be honest. Because we are all just supreme pundits over here on the Stonadge channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well. Well, I'll be greatly appreciated. We're going to try and get to 300 before the end of January. I think it's a very doable target. So let's try and get it. Let's try and get it. Let's do. We'll surely get goals now. We've said that. Oh, mate, I'll never get goals. You know that for a fact. The only watch along I did on AA last year was the only 0-0 we had all season against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Chance now. It's another corner for Crystal Palace. They keep piling on the pressure. Eze this time won the corner. They're just a really great, exciting team, Palace, to watch. But they just need to start finishing their chances. Ollie Skip, a lot of eyes on him, but I think he's done okay so far. Apart from when he got one-on-one with Zaha, that was sort of game, set and match for him. Elise with the corner now for Crystal Palace. Can Palace nick a goal that they really deserve before half-time towards Joachim Andersen? And it's been easily picked up there by Hugo Lloris. And Spurs will look to counter-attack here. Lloris hasn't released the ball, so there's no counter-attack for Spurs. Being honest, that's the best chance they've got is to counter-attack this Palace team. They haven't got pace wide. Spurs are really missing some forward momentum. I'm not sure Brian Hill is it. He's a great little technical player, but I don't think he's it for England. They miss Richarlison. Miss Kulusevski, really. Here's Son. Looks to get the cross in, and it's absolutely ballooned into the Selhurst Park crowd. What on earth is that from the Korean international? It was an absolutely dreadful ball in. And it stays 0-0. And a real opportunity for Hill at the back post, but he just couldn't quite get there. So now this is Son's worst run since November 2018. That is ridiculous. For a player who was so good last season, for him to fall off so dramatically this one is a real shame for Tottenham and for Son himself and for Antonio Conte. Potentially they might look to cash in on him this summer, you know. I know they love the man. He's been with them since 2014, I believe. But for me, I don't know. I just don't know where he goes from here. It sort of feels like a waste of a player from his time at Spurs. It's the same with Kane, really. It's the same with Kane. It's just Dele Alli's another one. Like that team was so good. How it didn't win a Premier League, I don't know. That Spurs side was absolutely exceptional to watch, and the fact they didn't go and win the league is a real shame. But this just feels like a waste. It does feel like a waste of talent of Son being all this time at Spurs. Same with Kane. It's not Spurs' fault. I just think it's never been the right time. Chance now for Eze to run onto it. He's tried to cut back. He's been shoved down, but he's been told to get up by Michael Oliver. It was never a penalty for me. Son's flicked it on well. Harry Kane. Love that for you, Corey. I enjoy that, mate. Højbjerg. Played wide now to Elise, and now Crystal Palace will dash out with the ball. Here's Doucouré. Doucouré driving forward. He hasn't got the pace, but he's managed to keep hold of it. It's really good from Doucouré. Zaha now running into players, and he couldn't quite get it away. Ayew does well to win it back there for Palace, and here they go again. Honestly, yeah, Spurs definitely should have won the league that year. Leicester won it. But nothing really fell into place for either of them. And then, well, for Spurs, and they finished third in the end, behind Arsenal. The wheels completely fell off for them. So yeah, Nottingham Forest are still leading at Southampton, 52 minutes in Leeds and West Ham. It's half-time at 1-1, and at Villa Park, Wolverhampton Wanderers lead Aston Villa. More quality in Accrington Stanley. Well, I think Palace have put together some really good moves and patterns, but being honest, it's not been great. Especially from Spurs. It can't be 2 0-0s in a row, lads. It's going to be a free kick to Palace here. Just inside the Tottenham half. Oh, my Lord. Come on. As it says, rolling across the bottom. We are going to be live tomorrow for Manchester City against Chelsea. And then on Friday, for Manchester United against Everton. So the first United game on the channel. And then on Saturday, we'll do our second Liverpool game on the channel, Liverpool versus Wolves. On Sunday, I will be at the Cardiff City v Leeds game in real life. So I'll be doing a little vlog for that and posting that for your entertainment in the evening. Potentially might do the Atletico Madrid-Barcelona game if I'm feeling spicy and Spanish on that evening, but I don't know yet. I'll be quite tired, I imagine. Here's Perisic. Intercepted well by Palace, and they play on here with Eze. He's gone wide to Zaha, and it's a chance for Zaha to really attack Matt Doherty for the first time in Romero. Here's Zaha. He's got no one with him. He's been shoved to the ground and told to get up by Michael Oliver. I'm struggling to think. There's only been one shot on goal by either side, and that was Jordan Ayew's effort. Man down here for Palace. And it's going to be a yellow card for Spurs, and it's Ollie Skip with the yellow card. A lot of eyes on him. Of course. Oh, it was a yellow card. It's a definite yellow card. It was a foul on Jordan Ayew, who's still down now. It's a big miss for... It'd be a big miss for Palace, even though they got Jean-Philippe Mateta on the bench. Odsonne Edouard as well. Neither of whom have really hit the ground running at Palace. Of course, Mateta had a loan spell first. Edouard scored, I believe, within his first couple of touches in the Premier League, but has never really had a first-team spot under lock at Crystal Palace under Patrick Vieira, which you'd expect he would, considering his goal record in Scotland, but it's never really been it for Odsonne Edouard. But here Spurs go, and they can rotate the ball with Romero and played back by Højbjerg into Eric Dyer. Looking for the man. He can only find Romero. Back all the way to Lloris now. And Spurs just haven't really had any creative inspiration so far in this first half. It's not been great for him, has it? It's really not been great. Launched forward by Spurs. And there is one opportunity maybe, no, it's well intercepted by Mark Gay. Son kicked out well, defended well by the veteran Nathaniel Klein. Of course, came through the ranks at Crystal Palace. Oh, a couple of balls on the pitch. Shocking behaviour. Heung-min Son go. What's my favourite Liverpool game I've been to? That's a very interesting one. There's a lot of them. The 5-1 against Arsenal in 2014 in terms of when I was a kid. I absolutely loved every second of that. In terms of actual quality, the 4-3 against Man City in the Premier League, closely followed by the 3-0 against them just a couple of months afterwards in the Champions League, was unbelievable. And also the 2-0 against Man United in the league when we started singing we're going to win the league. Mo Salah, of course, took his top off. Alisson went sprinting down the pitch. And also the Carabao Cup final last season. I absolutely loved that. What an atmosphere it was at Wembley. It was my first time I've ever seen a win at Wembley for Liverpool. Anyway, cross in from Spurs, headed away. A chance for... Oh, Harry Kane. He's just not getting in the right positions here, Harry Kane. I really don't understand this obsession with dropping deep for him. Because there's no further runners. There's no one making space. There's no one going into the space, that Harry Kane is supposedly creating, because there isn't much space anyway. I don't like the role. I really don't like his role. I like him when he's in the box and involved, because that's when he's at his best, is when he can get a shot off. His shooting's his best attribute by far. And the fact that he's been forced to drop deep all the time, or whether that's his choice, I don't know. It just doesn't work. It does not work. I know he had a good season a couple of seasons ago, whatever it was. But nowadays, it just doesn't work. People are starting to suss players like that out, and they're just staying in. They're not getting sucked out with these players. That's why Bobby Firmino's had to change himself up a little bit. That's why Liverpool have signed Darwin Núñez to change that up a little bit. It's the same with Harry Kane. People are starting to suss this out. That is a reason why explosive strikers are so important now. Launched forward by Gaeta. Headed away, and Spurs are looking for a free kick too. And they have got a free kick. There's a man down. It's very near to half time now. Of course, I'll have to take my customary break to change the camera battery, as I always do. Good cup of tea, this, And the man down, he's still down. It looks in quite significant pain. Believe it might be Romero. Can't quite get a good angle on it. It is Christian Romero. I think he got elbowed in the neck Ouch. Ouchie, ouch, ouch, indeed. So it's getting towards half-time here. 1 minute added on. But Romero is just about getting up. I think he got elbowed in the neck. It's a bit of a nasty one for him. But, oh well, we move. So yeah, as I said, we will be trying to stream every single day this week apart from Sunday. And then we're back on it from next week as well. It's just a great bit of fun to interact with you guys in a nice evening setting. Doing loads and loads of games and a few news shows and transfer shows and pre-recorded videos as well. Everything's going on Stonadge, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and we'll continue with this momentum because that's the best thing about YouTube is when you get a bit of momentum, that's the way forward. Thrown in by Perisic, his son. And they're trying to win it back, Spurs, but Klein has done really well. Doucouré wins it back and Elise back to Klein who clears. Surely got to be near half-time now, but they've flicked it on. Eze, he nearly flicked it around Højbjerg and managed to retain possession, but unfortunately for them, it was Longley who managed to get it out of play. Sad that we actually need a City result. Well, maybe, I suppose, yeah, but City might be the team we might have to catch. There we go. It is half-time here at Selhurst Park, and it is finished 0-0 at half-time. So I will be back very, very shortly for the second half and for a discussion. But of course, we've got to do our customary break. So I'll catch you very, very soon in a second. Righty-ho, we should be back. We're not back. There we go. We should be back now. We are back now. Hello, hello, hello. We're back. It's half time. It's been absolutely dull as dishwater, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. It's not been it. It really has not been it, but we are back and ready to rumble for the second half-ish. We've got not much talking points, if we're being honest. Not much talking points at all. But, yeah, we're back. What do we talk about this half-time? Nothing's happened in the game. IU had the one chance, but we're talking Palace have had 9 shots apparently. I don't know where they've been, if I'm being honest. It's been rubbish. Looks like Van Dijk will be back till Real Madrid. I saw it was a month. I didn't realise it'd be that long. You'd hope he'd be back by then. It'd be nice. Don't rush a player like him back. I mean, realistically, a lot of people thought he'd be really injury prone after his first injury. But Van Dijk has just surpassed everything. He's played a season and a half really without getting any knocks. He's been exceptional ever since the start of last season. So, yeah, someone who I think you can rely on injury wise. It just wasn't a great hamstring injury there. 75 games without an injury is pretty darn good. I love him as well. Big Verge, man. Big Verge just is different gravy. I think it'll just do him good as well. And it'll be a really big test for Kanate. We know this. He's going to be right up there, though. with one of the best centre-backs in the world, in my opinion. He still already is. Apart from that bloody game against Brentford, he was woeful. We can get back to our best with Konate and Matip at the back. And I think they work well together and they complement each other as well. You've got a driver of the ball in Joel Matip and a pinger of the ball in Ibrahima Konate in terms of distribution. And they've had very different styles of defending. Konate bodies through players, whereas Matip is much more of a great one-on-one defender. Konate is also very good at that, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how well they do together, and hopefully they both stay fit as well, because neither of them have great records. But yeah, still managed to find a 0-0 after... I mean, that's now, 135 minutes without a goal for me on this channel. Lovely. Fun. I won't ever have to use these things, these text things. Oh, there's games going on, though, to be fair. West Ham have scored. It's a big goal for West Ham. It's Gianluca Scamacca. The two players I mentioned, they struggled to keep hold of if they went down. Paqueta with the penalty, Scamacca with the goal, and they now lead at Ellen Road. That is bad news for Jesse Marsh. Scamacca with the goal. Apparently, I've just read the updates from The Athletic, and it seems like West Ham are all over them. Possession-wise, Leeds are battering them, but West Ham... It says here, Jesse Marsh has control of the contest, but were unable to ride out a spell of pressure towards the end of the half, and now West Ham have taken the lead. So there we are. 0-0 at half-time here between Crystal Palace and Spurs. Sky haven't done a great job with picking their games, and neither have I. Corey's back. Hello, Corey. West Ham are now leading at Leeds, for just an update for you. Wolves obviously still leading at Villa because they are on the same sort of time zone as we are. Nottingham Forest still leading at Southampton. It would be a massive and monumental win for Steve Cooper's side, who it's only their third away goal all season, and the first one since they scored at Goodison Park in their 1-1 draw at their play at Frank Lampard's side. So yeah, it's a massive goal and a massive game for them. If they manage to win this, they will go all the way up, I believe, to 16th in the table, maybe even 15th. So it's a really big one for Nottingham Forest. Yes, Nottingham Forest will go to 15th in the league with their fourth win of the campaign. Of course, one of them being against Liverpool, if we all remember, which we all do. It'll take them up to 15th. West Ham will go 14th. Wolverhampton Wanderers will go 17th, which will now have Bournemouth, Everton and Southampton in the bottom three. It's going to be a really, really brilliant, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic end to the season, I think, with the relegation battle. I think the World Cup has made the season longer and worse, but I think it's going to throw up a couple of interesting battles, especially coming the second half of the season when fixtures come thick and fast throughout the entirety of the remainder of the campaign. I know, Corey, I know, it's just grim, innit? It's just grim. 135 minutes without football for Stonadge. Without football, without a goal, which is properly frustrating. So you've got Southampton bottom of the league at the moment. It'll be Nathan Jones has had a torrid start as manager there. They're just having a look at their fixtures in the last few games. Lost at Fulham, lost at home to Brighton, lost at Liverpool, and this will be their fourth consecutive loss. If it does go on to be a loss, at home to Forest. They've then got Crystal Palace away next up in the third round of the Cup, so that'll be an intriguing fixture, I think. But I think Palace should have the better of them in the Cup, and then they've got the next Cup fixture against Manchester City at St Mary's. You never know what can happen in Cup competitions, I know. You know that, but they've then got Everton away, which is absolutely huge, before playing Aston Villa at home. Virgil's got a hamstring injury, is he? So he'll be out for a month. So it's potentially not back until we play Real Madrid at Anfield. So yeah, it's going to be a big miss, but I back Ibu and I back Matip completely. I love those two. I really, really do. I definitely back those more than Joe Gomez. Let's just say that. I'm not keen. I'm not so keen on Joe Gomez featuring for us for that period of time. But we've also got Naldini. Who can forget Naldini, right? Right? We love Naldini. Get him in. You know, big Nat. Oh my God, he was which was the game he played in that he was totally woeful on. Man City. He just got turned. Oh, he did do an incredible slide tackle against Haaland, to be fair. What a go. What a go. I'm not going to slander Naldini anymore. I can't be done. So, yeah, as mentioned, Forest leading at Southampton, West Ham leading at Leeds, and Wolves leading at Villa. So 3 away winning so far. Well, it could be 4 today if Tottenham can get their ideas up. But it has been more Crystal Palace, as we all know. Crystal Palace have been the better side in this game. They haven't really created anything. There's only been one shot on target that has really forced a save out of Hugo Lloris, and that was Jordan Ayew's effort. The Bolton Baresi, as Yusuf said, he's absolutely spot on with that one. What a hero, man. What a hero. But anyway, yeah, I have got a video going either up tomorrow or the day after on Enzo Fernandez and then on Pep Linders. So, yeah, we've got two pre-recorded videos. I might pre-record another one tomorrow, but I won't be able to edit it until the weekend. And I've actually got to do university work as well, which is a shame, a real shame. Yeah, I've got a long presentation to start. I've got to do, it's a 20-minute presentation, which is so long, far too long. On a media law thing, so it's going to be exceptionally long, but I will be doing it. And who knows, guys? Graduation vlog. What we saying? I didn't know. I'm not vlogging that day. It's not happening. Yeah. So three teams winning away from home, and another it's drawing. So it's not a good day for the home teams. Palace, Southampton, Leeds, and Villa. It'd be a massive win for you two great Spanish coaches in Lopetegui and Emery coming up against each other. It's such a great depth of coach in the Premier League. I mean, you're looking at, we got a Mikel Arteta who's done an amazing job at Arsenal. Guardiola, Eddie Howe, top manager. Erik Ten Hag, top European manager. Antonio Conte, top European manager, won leagues. Jurgen Klopp is Jurgen Klopp. Marco Silva, who's been in and around everywhere. Roberto De Zerbi, an incredible coach. Thomas Frank, an incredible coach. Graham Potter, an incredible coach. Patrick Vieira has done great at Crystal Palace. Unai Emery, top European coach. Brendan Rodgers has won trophies everywhere. Well, at Celtic. You got David Moyes, who's got West Ham into Europe. Steve Cooper, an incredible youth coach. So many incredible coaches in this league. The depth has never been like it before. Graduation is a drinking day, not a streaming day. Well, I think that might be the case, David. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely will be the case. I am not gonna lie. We're not gonna stream that day, or vlog that day. To be honest, we'll be streaming most of the time. Steve Cooper, Snog, marry, avoid. Can you give me the 2 other options, please, Robbie? Can you give me the other 2 options? Zach said I'm alright. I am absolutely smashing. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Who are the other 2 options, Steve? On Steve Cooper, Robbie. Tell me the other 2 options, and I will. I'll give you my answer. Because it's definitely avoid if I have the choice at the moment, but I haven't got the chance. Oh, mate. Well, listen. I haven't. I have left, but it's great to be back, and all the community have been greatly supportive of me. So yeah, they're all class. Everyone's been class, really. I want 2 other options, please, Robbie. I need these 2. In fact, I need this. I'm so invested in what this could be because you've only drip fed me 1, and I want to know. Just back from football. Okay. What was that? Playing or watching? And if so, what position are you? Did you score any goals? Was it training? What happened? What's going on? Robbie, I need to know. I need to know who are the other 2 options in my Snog, marry, avoid. I want to know. I want to know who the other 2 options are. Roundabout way of asking. Oh, Dzeko has scored for Inter Milan against Napoli. That's a big game in Serie A. I need to know the other 2 options, man. I would not. I rate Steve Cooper as a coach. I probably wouldn't rate him as a sexual partner. That is a sentence I did never expect to say in my mouth. Oh my god. That is an exceptional quote. I love that. I love that. Yeah, no. I want to know the other two options, Robbie. Get me out of this hole. I didn't mean that in another way. Any more goals? No more goals at the moment. Izzy, do you want to run my clips channel? You can clip things for me. Anyway, we move on. The teams are starting to come out now. Oh, God. It's still a bit of an ad break. Jesus wept on my face, man. Not in that way. Stop! I'm just going to stop talking. Okay, Poch, Tuchel and Steve Cooper. I would... Oh, this is hard. I'd snog Graham Potter. I'd snog Pochettino. Marry Thomas Tuchel. Definitely marry Thomas Tuchel. And... because I think he's just like a nice guy. And Steve Cooper, mate, he's gone. He's gone. Anyway, the team is out. We'll do a whole stream one day. We'll do Snog, Marry, Avoid for footballers and football managers. But anyway, we're ready to rumble, aren't we? Make sure you hit that subscribe button before we get into this second half. And let me know if you have in the comments. That'd be greatly appreciated. Crystal Palace is going to get us underway for this second period. It is still 0-0 at Selhurst Park. No home team is winning this evening. Will Crystal Palace buck that trend? Michael Oliver blows a whistle, and we are away for the second half. 0-0, zilch, currently in the second half of Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur. And Crystal Palace have done a long ball, and Ayew is in already. It's Jordan Ayew. Oh, it's well blocked in the end by Eric Dyer, I believe, in the end, who got over there. It was Romero, who got there, and a big mistake from Tottenham, and it should be 1-0 Crystal Palace if we're being honest with ourselves. It should be 1-0 to the Spurs to Palace. It was a real mistake from Romero, who gave the ball away to Ayew, and it was Dyer who got across in the end. It's got good defending from the usually shit player. Spent the evening brushing your dog, so a bit confused. Crossed in by Palace. It's going to come all the way out. Chance for Ward. Blocked. They're appealing for handball. It's going to go for another corner. What sort of dog do you have, Robbie? Let me know what sort of dog you have. They're appealing for handball. It did hit his arm, but it's not a penalty. Oh my goodness me. We're going to do that for a video, Izzy, by the way. We'll do that for a video. Crossed in by Elise. It's towards Lloris. And he had a free chance there, Gahey. If the ball was a little bit lower, he would have easily got there ahead of Hugo Lloris. But the Frenchman read it well, and he's gone long. Will it be second half Spurs once more? It's launched all the way forward. It's found Højbjerg, who's forward. There's a real opportunity here for Doherty, who's got space on this right-hand side. It's Matt Doherty, who drives it into the rosette of the first stand at Crystal Palace. Still 0-0 here. But a much more open start to this second half than I actually expected. By thingy, you mean Roy Hodgson, is he? But they've all got money, so that point is void. I don't know how. Right, to give context for those who don't realise, Izzy's my girlfriend, and we did like ranking how good Premier League managers are looking. And she put Roy Hodgson in 12th because he was the manager of that. Oh, Pyrenean Mountain Dog. Cute. Very cute. His son. Into Hill. Brian Hill. He's found Perisic round the back. Looking for Harry Kane, and Spurs lead. It's a great goal. Harry Kane gives Tottenham the lead at Crystal Palace. And it was a pretty darn easy finish for him. At the back post, it was an easy header. A great cross from Ivan Perisic. And Tottenham lead at Crystal Palace. It's a massive goal for Antonio Conte and his men. Tottenham lead at Selhurst Park. All the away teams in the Premier League are leading this evening. So there we are. Tottenham lead at Selhurst Park. Harry Kane with the goal. It's a big goal for him. It's a big goal for Antonio Conte. And it's against the run of play, if we're being honest. Spurs did have a chance just earlier through Matt Doherty. Very, very early in the second half. But it was a great cross in. And Harry Kane couldn't miss. I think he was onside. We'll just have a look at the VAR. But he's onside for me. And Tottenham lead by 1-0 at Crystal Palace, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, he's well onside, I think. I don't think there's any debate on that. Tottenham won. Ooh, is he onside? Oh, let's have a look at this, please. No, it's a goal. It's a goal. I might just be... I'm a complete waffler. Second half, Spurs come forward again, and it is 1-0 to Tottenham. Harry Kane with the goal at the back post header. And after 135 minutes of football, I have finally seen a team score a goal. I'm happy about that. At least that's happened for me, guys. Be happy for me, please. I beg, please be happy for me. Oh, man down here for Spurs. It's Højbjerg, but Spurs are going to play on. No, they're not. I think he's hurt himself here because he hurt himself kicking the ball, which is never a good sign. Oh, no, he didn't. He was fouled by Doucouré. I tell a complete lie. He was fouled by Doucouré. So, Tottenham 1, Crystal Palace 0. All 4 away teams in the Premier League this evening are winning. And it's pretty much against the run of play for Crystal Palace, to be honest. A good header by Harry Kane at the far post, heads it hard and low, and nothing Gaeta can do about it. And it's just what he does, realistically. And that's where he's best. He's best in those positions. He's not best pinging the ball everywhere, and just, you know what I mean. Just stay in those right positions, Harry. Son's down now. Honestly, Harry Kane's one of the best finishers in the world, and I don't know why he doesn't do that. He got the ball, Anderson, but Son stayed down. It's going to be a throw-in now for Spurs. In for Son. And now Perisic, who's crossed for the goal, looking for Gil, who also played a big role in that goal, to be honest. Found Ivan Perisic, so it's a pre-assist for him. Nice cheeky pre-assist. We love a pre-assist. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do that. I know I'm pushing that door down quite a lot, but we're up to 260 now. 260. Absolutely well appreciated. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Headed away. Yeah, we're trying to get to January. At the end of January, 300 would be an absolute dub. So yeah, we're going to try and get that. But that little red button, it is free. So please press it. It's very much appreciated. But I know we're already building such a class community here. I can just feel it. I can just feel it. Where we all know a little bit about each other and just become mates. And that's what it's all about here. That's what it's all about. But as I mentioned earlier, the second most points behind from behind this season, Crystal Palace have more of an average points total when they concede first than when they score first. So can comeback Crystal Palace beat second half Spurs? Here's Ayew, and he's beaten his man really well. Jordan Ayew still going, beat Longley, and he's still going. Ayew, still Jordan Ayew. He's beaten 3 men here. He found Doucouré and he skied it into, but all of Jordan Ayew's good work undone by Sheikh Doucouré. Oh yes, Liam. Liam, you're talking my language there, my friend. Absolutely love that. Yeah, all of Jordan Ayew's good work. He beat 3 men, but it's a real opportunity. It's misplaced, is it? Or are they going to get there? No, Matt Doherty's done well. Here's Doherty. Kane. Back to Doherty. And now Romero. Into Ollie Skip. Romero again. And all the way back to Eric Dyer. It's launched forward and he's brought it down. Is that a free kick? No. Kane's on the ball. Now to Heel. And now Harry Kane. It's 2-0 to Tottenham. That is what Harry Kane is all about. It's a wonderful goal. It really, really is. Harry Kane on the inside of the box just drilled it into the bottom of Vicente Guaita's net. And all of Palace's great work in the first half has been undone by 2 moments of pure quality from Harry Kane. It's 2-0 to Spurs at Selhurst Park. And second half Spurs are well and truly running here. It was a long ball. It was well brought down despite the foul given away by Palace. Kane found Heel, who chipped it, found Kane again. So it's an assist and a pre-assist for Brian Heel, and it is 2-0 to Tottenham at Selhurst Park. Really good to see Brian Hill doing well. After I gave him a little bit of critique in the opening part of the game, that is what he's in there to do, is to create goals, and Harry Kane is the man to put them away, as he always is for Tottenham. Oh yeah, Spencer, do you put the? That's why I don't always read the comments, guys, because I know that there's I'm about a minute behind, so make sure you're all right. It's just how it is. It's just how it is, you know. It's just how it is. What you got to do when you watch me is just sync up the clock. That's the way forward. It's because I'm on Sky Go, lads. I'm a poor boy. You have to allow me. When I can get a proper telly and get Sky proper on it, we'll move with that. But I can't afford it. So 2-0 to Crystal Palace. 2-0 to Spurs at Palace, and they are going to masquerade within a couple of points of the top 4 now. Spurs. Here's Elise for Palace, though. Can they get back into it? Into Klein, and it's played off for a throw-in. 2 goals away from becoming all-time top scorer for Spurs. Yeah, he's right at it. Yeah, I'm a poor boy on my Sky Go, lads. I'm not gonna lie, but one day I'll get proper Sky and we'll live the life. It's in now for Gahey. Can Palace hit back when they really were the better team in the first half? Joel Ward. Schlupp for Palace. Can they try and gain some momentum after that double hit from Harry Kane? It's just what he does. It's just what he does, Kane. He's exceptional at finishing, and I don't know why he just doesn't stay in those roles, stay in that position, always play on the shoulder. Because he would score so many more goals, like Haaland does. But he decides randomly to just drop deep for no reason. Like, just stay up front. Do your job. Because that's how good he is. He got in the right positions then. You might lose something a bit defensively, Spurs, but having a player like Harry Kane in front of goal, it guarantees you. I think he scores a goal a game if he just does his job properly. Played back now to Joachim Andersen. And it's a chance here for Eze to get in behind, and he can't do that. It's going to be, thrown back in by Perisic for a Palace throw. Kane is so good, man. But it's just like, what? Why doesn't he just stay in those roles? Stay in that role. Stop trying to be a creator. Just be a striker, because that is what you're absolutely best at. It's like asking me to be a streamer and a streamer and a knitter at a full-time knitting wool. Like, I'm good. I'd say I'm pretty decent at streaming, so I'll just do that. I'm not going to go to knitting wool just because it makes me versatile, you know? Leeds have equalised at Elland Road. Crossed in, headed away. It's a good big goal for Leeds. Yeah, honestly, Kane, seriously, just stay in your role. I don't know whether it's an unpopular opinion or not, but guys, I just think, honestly, stay in your role, be that forward, and it'll prolong his career as well. It doesn't have to do anywhere near the amount of running he needs to. But It's beneficial for Tottenham and for England if he plays well, and he is here. Rodrigo Moreno, of course, with the goal for Leeds, had a wonderful start to the season, didn't he? But it's tailed off a little bit. Big goal for Leeds, that. Nottingham Forest still leading at St Mary's after their 27th minute strike from Taiwo Awoniyi. It's not. I'm just looking at the stats now. Southampton have really not had a good time. They haven't had a single shot on target at home to Nottingham Forest. I think that might signal the end of Nathan Jones. Here's Harry Kane for Spurs into Gil, and he's beaten his man really well. Brian Gil still on it. Now Doherty got the runner Kane on, but he decides to go back to Højbjerg. Into Son. Now Kane. Too deep again. Get forward, Harold. Get forward into your box. That's where you need to be. Make those runs. It's just so frustrating when you know the quality that he's got. You can increase it so much by having that. Yeah, still no shots on target for Southampton at home to Nottingham Forest. That is woeful. So Leeds United hoping to push on in that game. They've got 18 minutes left. We've got half an hour left here. Crystal Palace can certainly have the capability to come back here. Played to Gahey and now Joel Ward. Into Eze. Oh, Eze's giving it away. Chance for Son. Son. Still. It's given away. It was a big opportunity for Tottenham. Really poor from Eberechi Eze, who's not had his greatest night. Still 1-0 over at St Mary's, as mentioned. Still 1-0 at Villa Park, which are on the same sort of time zone to what we are. Here's Zaha. Taking the man on. Schlupp. Oh, come on, he's giving the ball away again. Brian Gil has had a much better half. But Doherty is charging forward. And Kane, is he onside? It's Harry Kane. He's on a hat-trick. He's going to try and square it. It's come all the way through. And it's been blocked. It's been blocked very, very well by Palace in the end. It's a yellow card being given out to Jeffrey Schlupp for the foul at the other end of the field. It's a good decision from Michael Oliver. But Kane trying to be unselfish on this occasion. It was the right decision. And I think it came to Ivan Perisic in the end, who was very, very close to making it 3-0. Kane would have been touch and go for offside as well. But it was a good ball. Really good ball. In the end, blocked by Joel Ward. It's a substitution for Palace. Jeff Schlupp is going to come off just after he's had his yellow card. He's not had his greatest game at all, to be honest. But Jean-Philippe Mateta is on for Crystal Palace. So they've gone with a fifth attacker. So I think they'll probably be going to a... I don't know really how they're gonna move this. They're going to go to a traditional 4-4-2. Then I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what he's going to go 4-5-1. Are you on the left? Is Elise going to move central? I don't quite know what Paddy Vieira has done here, but it's intriguing and I like it. Mateta's in behind. I think he's onside here. Here's Mateta. Mateta. He's offside. He's offside. Shows how much I know. Shows how much I know, right? Keep subbing. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum. We got any Strictly fans in the chat? Got any Strictly fans? You know what? I went off it for a while, but I tell you what, I'm back in the groove now. I'm back in the groove of Strictly Come Dancing. It's got to be done. Here's Joel Ward. Crossed in. It's a good ball, and it's headed behind, I believe, for a throw in this time. Palace just starting to push a little bit further now. Ward into Zaha. You need to get him and Eze and Elise all on the ball just to try and find Ayew and Mateta. I think they've gone with a front five almost. Maybe Eze's dropped slightly deeper, but his Elise is not a great ball in. Klein back to him. To be fair, they need to go all out, don't they? They need to go all out and try and win this. Or at least get a point. And I'm sure they have with that crowd and the squad they've got available to them. They've got the capabilities to do it. I just don't see it happening. Doucouré. He's done well, though. He's done really well. He's found Elise. It's a great effort, and it's just wide of Hugo Lloris's post. It was rising, and it was travelling from Michael Elise from the side-footed effort. But Palace starting to get a little bit more of a grip into this game now. 62 minutes in. 63 minutes in now. It's a great effort from Michael Elise. Very, very, very close indeed. Any Strictly fans in? I want to know if there's any Strictly fans in. Pinged forward by Spurs. It's a good ball as well. Finding Matt Doherty. He's done well, Højbjerg, and he's been fouled easily there. Silly foul from Zaha, really. Didn't need to do it. Did not need to do it at all. Silly, silly, silly foul. And Spurs will now rotate and keep going. Good to see so many of you in tonight. I didn't expect to be as bigger and as busy as it has been tonight. So good to see everyone here. For such a little channel to have such a little great viewership already is really, really nice. Not the same after Bruce left. True. But it is true, to be fair. Bang on. It's a banger. It's a banger. I love Strictly, though. I love a bit of Claudia Winkleman as well. I'm not a fan of Tess Daly, though. Not a fan at all of Tess Daly. Claudia, though. What a woman. That's got to be a foul, is it? No. Brian Hill is appealing for it, but he did get bodied off it. That's the problem with being a weaker player, is that you never really get fouls. It's coming very, very close to the end at St Mary's, and Nottingham Forest going to pick up a massive win there. It's a great challenge by Matt Doherty on Wilf Zaha. It's a corner. Can Southampton muster anything? I'm just trying to keep an eye on that. They still haven't had a shot on target. At home to Nottingham Forest. That is so bad. That is bad, bad, bad form from Southampton. Really, really is. They're in trouble. And I think Nathan Jones might go. I genuinely think Nathan Jones might go after that. Crossed in by Elise. Man up. It's going to fall. Oh, it's a poor header in the end by Mateta. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. You're always the absolute king in the chat, and I really appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, headed into the box by Eze, and it's headed over the top. Substitution for Spurs here. Ollie Skip is going to come off, and Pape Mate Sarr is going to come on. Still no shot. Guys, what do you think? Is Nathan Jones under pressure at Southampton? Will he lose his job at Southampton? Do you give him a window? Because clearly there's serious systemic problems if you're not having a shot on target. There's only been one shot on target in the entire game, and that was from Forest. But no shots on target in the entire game from Southampton at home. It's a chance for Son here. I think he's offside, but he's going to run through anyway. It's Heung-min Son for Spurs. He's been saved by Gaeta. It was offside, surely. He's got it away. Zaha. Wide now for Palace. Elise. Yeah, Southampton are finished, man. I think he's got to go. If I'm Southampton, I'm getting rid of him. If seriously, if you can't, it's full time now, and if you can't beat Nottingham Forest at home, or at least have a shot against Nottingham Forest at home that's going to challenge Dean Henderson, then what on earth are you thinking, man? That is really poor. 63% possession as well. Well, yeah, Sport Republic, well known for being a well-run organisation, but Southampton have now only won 8 of 37 under their ownership, which is bad. Bad. Only 10 minutes left at Ellen Road as well, but we're watching some goals here. 23 minutes to go here at Selhurst Park, and it is still Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 2, and Tottenham have another opportunity here. I think no Gahey's there. Genuinely, he could be gone in the morning. I think they might do it. Here's Harry Kane. Harry Kane into Son. Son, still Son. Great opportunity. He puts that away last season, though. And Doherty, it's 3-0 to Tottenham. Matt Doherty has scored. It's all about Son. All about Kane, first. And then Son's missed. But Matt Doherty has made it 3-0 to Tottenham. It's all looking grim for Palace in this situation. But it's a massive, massive result, this, for Antonio Conte and for Spurs, as they make it 3-0 at Selhurst Park, a game which could have been an easy banana skin. I like their ones against Brentford and against Aston Villa, but it's going to be an absolutely massive win for the Italian and for Tottenham in their hopes for the top four. Heung-min Son missed his opportunity to shoot. He played it back and Doherty couldn't really miss. It's a big goal for Spurs. It's a big goal for Matt Doherty as well. I believe that might be one of his first goals for the club, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's 3-0 now. Game, set and match. Yeah, Son has been dreadful. I don't know what's happened to him. He's completely fell off a cliff. Has Doherty ever scored for Spurs? Let's have a look. I don't think he has, you know. Oh, yeah, he has. He scored 2 goals last season. But yeah, it's absolutely all Spurs in this second half. Chance for Palace here. Oh, Zaha's just taken away from it. They've not been bad. They've really not been bad, Palace. But Spurs have really just took their chances in this second half. That was a bit too easy for them to get played through, if we're being honest. But yeah, it's Tottenham are winning 3-0. It's a massive, massive victory for Antonio Conte and his men. With 20 minutes to go. It's a poor header from Doherty, though. If Palace can get a goal, you never know, but I just don't see their capabilities of scoring 3. I didn't really see their capabilities of scoring 2. No one said 3-0, though, so no one's getting a shout-out on the bottom of the screen. Sorry, lads. So, we're keeping an eye on the scores in the other games. Leeds are 2-2 with West Ham. Yeah, honestly, it surprises me with Son as well, David, because he is a really top player, someone who I'd have absolutely loved at Liverpool in his prime. He'd have been so good. Imagine him, Mane, Firmino, Salah in their prime. It would have been unreal. But yeah, I realistically, it's another chance here for Doherty. It's another chance. Can Spurs get another one? Doherty is a good block in the end. A man gone down with wind. You can't give. No, come on. Joel Ward's gone down with wind, but you can't blow up for that. I think it hit him in the stomach, not the bollocks. Doherty's shot, yeah, it just hit him in the chest. It wasn't even that bad. I don't know why Michael Oliver blew up for that. But yeah, it's a strange one, very strange one. It's going to be a free kick here for Spurs. I think they're going to get given the ball back by Palace, and they have been. So, Perisic. Can Tottenham maintain this lead? I mean, they need some goals to help with their goal difference after their 2-0 loss at home to Aston Villa last week. Well, that wasn't last week. It was on launch day. It was on New Year's Day. It has been a bit of a smash and grab, to be honest, Mike. It really has. Crossfield ball to Zaha now. Can Palace get something back into this? Zaha, it's not got the bend on the ball with the instep. He sort of just passed it wide rather than curled it into the bottom corner of Hugo Lloris's net. It stays at 3-0. But that's probably one of the better opportunities that Palace have had. And if they get Zaha on the ball, you know, he just makes things happen. But 3-0. A big moment for a big game for Conte and for Spurs. Looking to battle off Liverpool, and they move on to 33 points, which is just 2 points behind Newcastle with the same games played. Liverpool, of course, have a game in hand, can go 2 points behind Spurs with a win at Brighton, but all of a sudden, that's not looking likely. Oh, it's a mistake. It's Son, and it is in. It's 4-0 to Tottenham. Heung-min Son with the goal. He really needed that. He's thrown the mask away. He looks absolutely ecstatic, and I'm actually quite happy for him. Heung-min Son scores for Spurs. It's a real mistake from Palace, and it's 4-0. They've pretty much taken all 4 of the chances that they've had in this second half, Tottenham. I don't quite know how, but it is 4. They've not played well. They've really not played well. It's a good finish in the end on the half volley. But I'm kind of happy for Heung-min Son. He really deserves that. He's had a really rough patch this campaign. And he makes it 4-0 at Selhurst Park to Tottenham Hotspur. It's a good ball in the end, but Mark Gay is at an absolute stinker. It's a good finish from Son. It's quite instinctive. Kane with a flick on. He played it back. Kane, I'm not sure he'll get the assist for it, but it will go down as a Kane and Son goal. So it is Tottenham 4-0 up. Oh, it might be an own goal, actually. I don't know. I'm not sure if anyone can actually tell whether that's going wide, but it is a big deflection off Gahey in the end. I did wonder if the finish was a little bit weird, but yeah, it stays now at 4-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. Second half Spurs, as mentioned previously, have really romped home their victory in this second half. So yeah, 4-0, 4 goals, and something that Tottenham really, really needed. After a really disappointing start to the second part of the campaign, a win here is so vital, and in the manner they have done it, I don't think they've played particularly well. As I've said, I'm just looking at the stats now. They've had 6 shots on target, scored 4. Palace have had 2 shots on target, of course, and had 15 efforts on goal. Better passing, but yeah, Spurs haven't played amazing, but Palace defensively have just let them through. It's a strange game. Kane with the free kick. Are they going to get a 5th here, Spurs? Doherty. Son's in there, but Doherty's decided to hook it back to Højbjerg. Here's Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. It's out to Son. And now Hill, sorry. Brian Hill. Taking on the man. It'd be nice for him to get a goal. It's a good challenge, though, by Cheick Doucouré. And Palace can drive forward. It's another... This time, Pape Matar Sarr has got the ball back. And Hill has got space. Given away in the end. Son... in the end, just had too many players surrounding him. Still 4-0, and it could be several more if Spurs carry on their intensity that they are on. But as I said, I don't think they've actually played particularly well in this game, especially not in the first half. First half they were dominated by Crystal Palace, but they will absolutely take this victory that they are going to have. Will Hughes is now on for Crystal Palace as well. Good to see him get a few minutes. It's just all been all Spurs. Liz is in the chat. How are we, Liz? I'm doing very well. How are you and how's the family? It's good to speak to you yesterday. Good to speak to you again today. It's always good to speak to you, Liz. It's now into Son, who's taken it down well and played it around for Matt Doherty. Gil. Oh, it's not a great ball, that. Mateta wants to break with Doucouré. It's not a fantastic ball, but it's sort of worked out in the end. Come here for Palace. Can they get one back? It's played back and it's easily intercepted by Clement Longley. And how go Tottenham? It's ominous on this counter-attack. Absolutely ominous. Matar Sarr now for Spurs. Son. Wide for Harry Kane. I don't know why he's there, but he's there. I genuinely thought Palace could do something here. I really did. Really great. No, we love Liz. Liz can be the mama of this channel as well. Family is great, football is stupid. Absolutely bang on, Liz. Bang on. Well, at least Arsenal and Newcastle drew yesterday. It's going to keep the top 4 race very much open. So yellow card here for Brian, who is going to go off. He's going to be replaced by Ryan Sessegnon. It's a really, really good day. Probably the best day in a Tottenham shirt for Brian Heel. Antonio Conte gives him a big hug. Oh, it's Jimmy Milner's birthday today. Go on, the GOAT. We love Jimmy Milner. We love Jimmy Milner. Oh, just the GOAT. James freaking Milner. Emerson Royale on for Doherty as well, as Tottenham tried to rest some players for FA Cup game this weekend. Well, they got Portsmouth on the weekend and then Arsenal in the North London derby. What an occasion that's going to be. Realistically, to have a great title race, and I think it will be. I want Tottenham to win, but part of me, for Liverpool reasons, want Arsenal to win. So, it's going to be intriguing, a very intriguing one. There is going to be actually a highlights package going out today after the game. I am going to try and cut the highlights ready. So I'm gonna have to try at that anyway. I'm not sure how well it will go, but we'll give it a go. Harry Kane, of course, 2 goals, probably going to look for a hat-trick. But here's Zaha for Palace. Can Zaha do anything here? Zaha has been brought down, and it's going to go for a goal kick. Poor from Wilf Zaha in the end there. Am I going to have membership? Yeah, at some point. Hey, Tactical Gamer, how are we? A great result for you, my friend. Really great result for you, but welcome to the family. Really, really good to have you here, my friend. 2 points behind Man United. Oh, Aston Villa have equalised against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Big goal for Villa. Danny Ings has scored, a man who's rumoured to be leaving Villa this window. Danny Ings with the goal for Villa. 1-1. Here's Will Hughes, though. Will Hughes wide. To Klein. Ollie. Oh, nice to meet you, mate. Lovely to meet you. Pinged across now to Ward. Zaha. Going to be played in. That's got to be a foul, right? It's a shot. Oh, what a good save from Hugo Lloris. Great save from Hugo Lloris to maintain Tottenham's clean sheet. And Jordan Ayew was denied. Good effort from Ayew. Slight deflection, but Lloris was down like a cat to deny Jordan Ayew with that effort. So Wolves, Villa 1-1. Leeds and West Ham 2-2. Palace 4-0 down against Palace. Can you get Champions League this season? That's an intriguing one. Of course you can. I don't think you will. But who knows? Who knows, my man? I want to know your thoughts on Hugo Lloris, because I've seen reports that Jordan Pickford has been linked at the end of this campaign, whatever happens with Everton. Lloris, of course, didn't have the greatest World Cup, despite the fact they got to the final. What do you think? Will he stick around, Hugo Lloris, and be the number one, or will you go out and sign a goalkeeper this summer? Because I know that Jordan Pickford, I would argue, is a slight upgrade on Lloris. Just about. Just a little bit. Little arms, man. Oh, we don't want to. My fantasy football team, I haven't touched it since the second week of it, mate. So yeah, I will be back. I'll do some more fantasy football in a bit. Come next season, and make it more of a thing. With Zaha now, chance for Palace. Wilfried Zaha, good save by Lloris again. Lloris has denied them twice now. Palace, big opportunities, really big opportunities, and Jan Oblak as well. Ugh. See, I don't know about him. His distribution, it just isn't good enough, I don't think. But in a Conte team, it's potentially not as needed. Really good opportunity for Zaha. Good save from Lloris. Maybe should have gone near post with his effort. Leeds and West Ham look like it's going to come to a draw. So it's not really a good result for either side. But it's a good result for Everton, a good result for Bournemouth, a good result for Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. Chance for Palace to continue moving. Mateta to Ayew, and now wide to Klein. Doucouré. See, I think Palace fans shouldn't go away from this too angry. They've actually been quite good, like genuinely. I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I'm a Liverpool fan, but as you can see by this lovely photo of Fernando Torres here. Going to be crossed in for Zaha here. But thanks for joining in. We're going to be doing loads more. Chance for Palace. Another good save from Lloris. Oh, they must be so frustrated. They've had the chances here in the last 10 minutes to get a consolation. It was a really floated ball from Joel Ward, and Ayew brings it back. I know, my man. I know. But I'm a neutral. I'm not a deluded Liverpool fan, I would say. I wouldn't say I'm I'm one of those, but I'm someone who loves the club, but also just loves football, and that's why I'm doing loads and loads of watch-alongs over here on the Stonadge channel, so make sure you follow that and subscribe, and make sure everyone gets a subscription in as well. We're going to be doing so much more on the channel in the coming weeks, months, and whenever, so loads and loads and loads of just football videos, football bits and bats. Now, there's not many Spurs fans here, Ollie, to be honest, but it's a multicultural community of many multi-clubby fans who just love football. That's where we want to be. We've got a lot of Liverpool fans, because obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, but we're all very, very friendly here. We're all friendly. Oh, it's a great dummy from Kane. It's Kane! Harry Kane for the hat-trick. It's well blocked. Oh, thank you, Ollie. Appreciate that, man. You absolute goat. Yeah, well, tell you what, a little bit of honour for you, my friend. Just a little bit of honour for you. Spurs are the first team I've actually done 2 watch-alongs of. So, there you go. Thank you so much, Ollie. You legend. You're a bloody hero. It's just a friendly, nice, lovely community here. It's not aggressive. It's just nice and fuzzy, you know. Zaha is in. He's beaten Emerson Royale. He's been brought down. And he's gone for a corner. He will. He will. Even allow the Welsh in. Wales. 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 It's just all nice. Everyone's just nice here. It's great. It's great. I love it. But anyway, it's going to be a corner now for Crystal Palace. Whipped in by Elise and it's flicked over. It gets slightly a little bit more aggressive when Liverpool are playing, but most of the time it's all just smiles and positivity over here, and that's what we want to spread in this time of dread in the world at the moment. It's going to be launched forward by Klein, is it? No. Barcelona 3-3. Who are Barcelona playing? I didn't even know Barcelona are playing today. Let's have a look. 3-3 against Intercity. Who are Intercity? What on earth? It's in the Copa del Rey. They're drawing 3-3 with some random club called Intercity. What on earth is going on there? It's come to Joel Ward. Who are Intercity? Who on earth are these lot? Who are they? Who are you? I'm absolutely baffled. So does it go straight to penalties or is it extra time? Oh, it wouldn't be so funny if Barca lost to Intercity, man. 3rd division of Spain. So White and Davis, are on for Perisic and Longley. 2 subs for Tottenham. Wow, that is huge, you know. That is mental. What a win that is. What a result for Intercity. They're playing a 3rd division team. And they are drawing in La Liga, in the Copa del Rey. Here's Will Hughes for Palace. It's been cleared away and rebounds for a goal kick for Tottenham. This game's petering out now. I don't think there'll be many other goals, but it is 2-2 over at Leeds. Still all finished over there. Villa and Wolves still 1-1. 87 minutes in there, and it's still obviously 4-0 here. Earlier on, Southampton with an absolutely woeful defeat against Nottingham Forest without a single shot on target. Nathan Jones will be under immense pressure to get it right. The goals today, 2 from Harry Kane, 1 for Heung-min Son, and 1 for Matt Doherty. Doherty scored before Son, actually, so I got that after. But yeah, I'm just going to try and keep an eye on this Barcelona game, and I might stay on for a little bit afterwards just to keep you guys updated on it, because I have no idea how on earth this has happened. Harry Kane given man of the match, and rightfully so, I think. He's been exceptional for Spurs today and forever, to be honest. He's magnificent. He's won the most aerial duels, as well as the most shots on target as well today. So yeah, Harry Kane with the man of the match for them. Oh, go on into City, lads. It's a hat-trick for the guy. Oriol Sobdevela Puig for Intercity. Son's a legend. Oh, he is a bit of a legend, isn't he, Ollie? He really is. But he's not had a great time with it this season, but I was really happy to see him score for Spurs. So Barcelona were 1-0 up, and then they went 2-1 up, then 3-2 up, and now 3-3. Wow. Do I think Kane should stay at Spurs? I don't think he should, but I think he will. It's been a waste of a career, if we're being honest, and a great footballer. But if he goes throughout his entire career without winning a single trophy with Tottenham, and he's got a chance for a hat-trick here. Good interception. He got a chance for a hat-trick here, but he just had it wide. I just got intercepted, sorry. It's a waste of a career, if we're being honest. It might be, well, us neutrals will view it as a waste of a career. But what a player. Yeah, Champions League games are back. Yeah, 14th of Feb. So I'll be going to the Real Madrid game with Craig and Paddy of Anfield Agenda. So corner for Spurs, try to flick it on. Yeah, it's a strange old game, this one. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea being completed. I just bloody did a video and I haven't edited it yet. That's annoying. I'm not even going to bother with posting that, though. It's all completed then. With Enzo Fernandez. All finished, is it? I hope that he is, and him and Son last season. Yeah, I know. They were amazing last season. So is that a Fabrizio here we go then, Callum? Is that a Fabrizio here we go? Oh, it's not completed. Oh, it's collapsed. Oh, well, I won't publish it then. Excellent. Thank goodness I haven't edited it. Thank goodness I haven't edited it. Come on, get in. Sue! To be fair, Benfica are demanding 120 million. Oh, it's a chance for Spurs here to get a fifth. Here's Son. Kane. Now White. Looking for Kane. He's flicked it on well. Oh, Sessegnon can't. Yeah. I don't know. Spurs, I was just saying earlier, what a great team Spurs had. What an absolutely wonderful team Spurs had under Pochettino, but it feels like the careers of Dele Alli, of Son, of Alderweireld, Vertonghen, like players like that, it just feels a little bit of a waste. And it's a real shame for them. So it's finished over at Ellen Road. It looks like it's coming to a close here. Oh, it's a chance, is it? Guaita is there. Wolves 1-1 with Aston Villa at Villa Park. A late equaliser for Danny Ings, 78th minute in. Still 4-0 over here. With 3 minutes added time. So it's going to be petering out at Selhurst Park. Zaha has been fouled. I'm just having a look at the statistics here. Palace have had 19 shots, 4 on target. Spurs have had 14 shots, 6 on target. Realistically, the biggest problem for Palace is taking chances, and I don't think they've got the personnel to do that. Zaha's their best finisher, and he plays out wide. Realistically, you want someone like Mateta or Edouard to score their goals, and they don't. They don't do it. So enough. So yeah, we're going to hopefully finish this off now with Fleury. Yeah, the news on Enzo Fernandez, it looks like it's breaking down, Jordan. I haven't actually seen anything about it, but I'm just going to have a look online now just before anything happens. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. Real shame. Who's the Enzo? Enzo Fernandez plays for Benfica. Ollie, he's a real class act in midfield. And I did a video saying for how much of a good signing it is for Chelsea, and I was going to publish it, but obviously I'm not going to do it now because it's not going through, which is huge. It means I couldn't spend my time on other things. But that's what football's like, isn't it? It moves so quickly. There we go then. It's coming towards full time here. Very, very nearly done. Very nearly done. It's been a wonderful, wonderful second half performance from Spurs. Palace haven't been bad, and I think they can take some solace from this. But it is full time, and Palace lose 4-0 at home to Tottenham Hotspur. We have all finished here at over on the Stonadge channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 300 by the end of January, so share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your dog and your nan, and potentially her friends as well, because I'm sure they'd be into a charming young man like myself. But no, make sure you hit that subscribe button, stick around, and I will be back very, very soon tomorrow for Manchester City against Chelsea. So make sure you join me for that. You'll never walk alone, ladies and gentlemen, and cheers.